Much for joining me. I'll give everybody 1 minute to come along, but I really, really appreciate you coming and being here. It's going to be so fun. We're going to clone ourselves this morning, which is awesome, using AI. So just in the chat, like, are you using ChatGPT, using different AIs? How are you using it right now? Anyone? I'm just making sure we can see that chat. Here we go. Perfect. Nothing there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be on the chat. I want to see what you guys are doing. And so what I might do, I don't want to waste your time. So I am just going to share my screen. And we'll get started. Perfect. Okay. Oops. So this is all about ChatGPT. This webinar is going to take about an hour, and what we're going to do, we're going to build live as we go. So I've sent in all the reminder emails. There is a link. I'm going to put that link up again, so you can grab that and play with it and do everything. So this is just really about how we can clone ourselves with AI, because as small business owners, we know that time is short. And so we want to make sure that we're getting all the things done. If it's okay, I might get you guys to actually just put yourself on mute, just in case we've got any dogs barking or anything in the background. That would be awesome. Okay. And so, as I said, like, what are you using ChatGPT for? And I say that because I think all of us use it in different ways. And just like Excel or any other tool, I think we can get comfortable with just doing a little bit. So my husband uses Excel for multi-million-dollar projects. I use Excel to add up a column, very simply. So what are you using ChatGPT for right now? So Ben, mostly inquiries, trying to upskill, and Julie's using Gemini. Absolutely. Actually, that's a really good point, Julie. What we're talking about today, I'm going to be talking mostly around ChatGPT, but that is a large language model, an LLM. And the other ones, very similar to that, are Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, Grok. So all these different AI tools that we can use, and they all have a different purpose, but kind of like if we were all going out for gelato, we're all eating gelato, we're just having different flavors. So all of these tools are just different flavors. So what we're going to do is actually look through it. So why this matters, I guess, to us right now is because we're trying to do all the things, and we're actually trying to compete for market share with our local competitors, but also our global brands. And wearing all the hats, super tough. And so what if you could actually create some AI clones of yourself to do the things that you have to do so you can spend more time with clients? That would be pretty cool, right? So on the call, we are going to create a GPT in just a few minutes, because that is all it takes. And so who am I? Just for anybody who doesn't know who I am, I'm just like you. And if I can do this, you can too. So I'm Therese. I am, as an occupation, I'm a keynote speaker. So you might see me on a stage somewhere. I've written a book. It's called Marketing Without Money. It's done pretty well. But I am a serial entrepreneur. So my first company I started and I grew to about 10 million bucks in 5 countries, using the power of partnerships. Now I have the privilege of working with thousands of business owners through business programs and also at incubators to help them grow their businesses. I'm a trusted pair of hands. People love working with me, which is pretty cool. And I get to work with multi-billion-dollar brands that are global. And I also get to work with tiny little startups who have a concept of an idea, and that is it. which is really fun. I've been teaching AI since June 2023, so in ChatGPT was just in nappies. So I can navigate and have seen all those incredible changes that have happened with AI in nearly the last 2 years. I'm a Zennial. I'm a bit Gen X and a bit millennial. So old enough to remember all the good stuff like rewinding VHS tapes, but young enough to actually know how to use technology pretty well. I'm a mum of adults. I got married last century and I have a Bordoodle puppy. So just to give you some context. So I'm just like you. And how this started for me is I built my own GPT about 6 months ago. And I did that because as an author, I already had 40,000 of my own words. I also had recordings of me on stage. And so I felt like I had a lot of content, but how did I actually use that to my best advantage? So I started creating a GPT, and that meant that when an event organizer had an event, I could very, very quickly actually take the event link, put it in my GPT, say, I want to do this event. How should I pitch to this event organizer? What is the topic that I should pitch? How would I craft those learning outcomes? And actually, it helped me do the research quickly to be able to prepare a brilliant email and deck for a proposal for a client. And that's how it started for me. And then I started building a few more because I was like, hang on a minute, this might be something that I can use. But I guess the thing that really changed things for me was just a few months ago when a really good friend of mine, Tony, she assembled what we called the board of besties. Tony has a business and she is a furniture manufacturer in Australia. And she got a divorce. In the divorce, she got the business and she needed to double that business. She needed to really go hard on that. So she assembled a group of us. There was about 5 of us. And we all went to Adelaide. And what we did is we all assembled in this boardroom. We all unpacked her business. I built a GPT. I put in her metadata, her personas, her financials, her pitch packs, her export grant, qualifications, all of these things. And then we recorded the conversations and we uploaded them. The Board of Besties GPT was born, Bob. And so we were able to do really great things with that. So since Tony's been using that, has been using it to actually configure her operations. So look for efficiencies in operating, to actually give her a lot of confidence when she is pitching to internationally. And so this is a power of actually having a GPT that can help you. Now, as I said right at the beginning, you've got GPTs that can just help you craft an email. Great. But you've also got GPTs that can act as strategic advisors for you to give you a hand, because we all know as small businesses, super hard making all the decisions by yourself. So their goal is to double their revenue in a year. And I think that is completely possible now that she has AI team members to help her. And so we have crafted Bob, which is her strategic advisor, the Board of Besties. And then we've now created independent GPTs to do that. Now, just a quick shot on what is a GPT, just quickly, because I want to make sure this terminology hits you. We all know Band-Aid. Band-Aid is a product name. But humans don't want to call, like, have you got a sticking plaster? We just call it a Band-Aid. So ChatGPT came out and gave you and I the ability to build our own GPT. If we are building our own agent inside of Gemini, Grok, Copilot, then they're called an AI agent. So a GPT is just like a trademark of ChatGPT, and it just means that you're building your own AI agent. So this is the thing about what if you could build a digital twin of yourself? Like what if you could have a board of besties too, and a whole heap of GPTs that could actually get your work done for you? From speaking to hundreds of business owners, there seems to be a bit of doubt around. There seems to be like, oh, I'm not sure if that's for me. really? And I say, yeah, it totally is. So the doubts are pretty much the first thing people tell me is, oh, I'm not very techie. Yes, no problem. The thing is, if you can copy and paste, if you can build a proposal for a client, you are absolutely can build a GPT. It is very, very simple. And as I said, we're going to take you through today to show you how simple it is, because it is, sorry, just wanted to admit a few more people. So it is as easy as that. So if you can copy and paste, you can absolutely use and build your own GPT. The next doubt everybody has is, oh, I'm just bad. I'm just bad at tech. I'm a I'm not these things. So I can't do this. I'm bad at tech. No, again, you're not bad at tech. You probably just haven't been taught how to do everything. So what I do is I help you by actually giving you everything you need. So if you can copy and paste, you can absolutely build all your own GPTs. The third doubt that everybody has is around, oh, maybe I should just hire more staff. Absolutely. AI is never going to replace humans. We absolutely need humans. We need staff, we need VAs, we need people to do things. Absolutely. But there is a heap of AI technology that can help you. So you don't have to hire as many staff, or you can use your staff in a different way to actually help you get that work done. The truth is, yeah, AI can handle way more than you can ever imagine. And there are lots of AI tools to help you. The next question I get asked is like, what can I use it for? And as I said, this is pretty much, you can use it for everything. So this is really about identifying what are the things you actually get done. That's probably the hardest thing. For small business owners, I think we do it on autopilot and we do all the things. So actually unpacking what do I do and how do I do it is probably the hardest thing about this. So really it is about identifying what you want to get done. So for example, if you wanted to create a series of emails to onboard some customers, or a series of emails to sell, how would you do that? And so this is around, what do you want to do? And then also, what do you want the outcome to be? So the outcome is obviously that we want a nice warm email sequences that is onboarding clients as quickly as possible. And then what is the information you need to build it? This is the key. So it is really kind of junk in, junk out. So it's almost like, what are you teaching your GPT about your company? So to enable it to actually produce amazing results. So in terms of the tasks, so many tasks it can do. This is just a snapshot, a tiny snapshot. I definitely use mine for research all the time, and I can show you how I actually do that with something called tasks. I definitely do it around content, but as I said, that content can be around long form content like a book. It can be around short form content like a very short reel, 30-second reel, something like that. It can definitely create those very beautiful email sequences. And again, around the responsiveness of that customer and where they are in the journey. And it can definitely find you new customers. As I said, I do partnerships. I just did a proposal or a big proposal deck for a client. What would have usually have taken me quite a few days to find about 20 different companies to collaborate with, and who the right people were in that organization, and also what partnerships they had been doing in the past. That research took me less than probably 2 hours, when it usually could have taken me a few days to do that easily. So when you actually teach your GPT what is the output that you want, then it can very, very easily do that research for you. The one last question I get all the time is, but I don't understand, like, why would I actually build one of my own when there's so many? Yes, there is so many. So when I started talking about ChatGPT, there was a handful of AI tools. to the mainstream. The AI has been around for a very long time, but ChatGPT made it accessible for everybody. So in June 2023, there was a handful. By Christmas 2023, there was about 1,500. By Christmas last year, there was about 15,000. Right now, when I look, there is about 41,000 different AI tools. And it's predicted by Christmas this year, there will be a million different AI tools. So it is expanding. Now, why is it going to be a million? Because people like us are actually building our own GPTs, and you can use it to help you with your business, and you can use it as a marketing engine so your customers can find you. Since AI, in the last 6 months, there has been way more AI searches than there have been, or the amount of Google searches is decreasing. We are using this in a different way. And put really simply, what would you put in it, and why is this important for you? This is about your voice, your IP, and your legacy. So your IP is around how you do business. It's your methodology. It's your procedures for a customer. It's your back end to actually train your staff. It is everything that you have developed as a business owner. And more importantly, when we use an AI tool, then if we're just saying, write me a blog on a plumber, it's going to come up with fairly generic type stuff. When we engage with our GPT and we teach it about our voice, we teach it about our business, our customers, what people love, how we can help them, then the quality of the output dramatically increases. And so that is why and how we can save time. So if we build a GPT with our information and our voice in it, then it allows us very, very quickly to enable our GPT to help us save time and actually be more productive. So if you are a small business and you have any methodologies, any frameworks, any bits of IP, a process, a training, and it could be that you're like, oh, I'm not sure. Well, every time you've ever done a sales call on Zoom, that's a recording and that's training. So anytime that you are speaking to customers, I would definitely be having a note taker or recording those calls on Zoom, and you can actually upload those and teach your GPT more and more about your process. If you've ever been on a podcast or a webinar or seminars or events, you've been recorded, you've had a great conversation, again, that is all about how you sell. And those type of products are brilliant because if something that is scripted and there's a brochure, it's very, very formal. But if I meet you at a networking event and we just have a great conversation, you will just tell me in your own words what you do, how you do it, how you're working with your customers, what results they're getting, and you will have this beautiful conversation with me. That's how we want to teach our AI. We want to give it really natural language about how we speak, because that is how it replicates what we do to make sure that the output is perfect. And the last thing is around protection of what you've built. So right now we have a lot of, especially in very large companies, we actually have a lot of staff people, and they go off to their own ChatGPT account and they take some work and they put it in there, and they get ChatGPT to help them in their own private account. What happens with this? A couple of things. One, your data is getting pulled into an environment that is it's unprotected in terms of it is in the ether. But more so than that, generative AI is learning. So if we're creating a GPT and we're getting our staff to use that GPT, it's learning. And what that does is that's actually helping you get better at sales, your staff get better at procedures. It then allows your staff to actually upload those video recordings. And when we do that, then the GPT can actually then say, this is a response. So for example, we get an email from a customer. We could copy that email. We could put it into ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, based on all the findings, the learnings that we've given it, it could say, here's a great response for that email where we're going to direct them to do 1, 2, then 3. So it could be onboarding, it could be a troubleshooting, it could be anything like that. So the more that we're teaching our GPT about our business, then it enables our staff or ourselves or our GPTs to be able to respond to that customer in a really timely way. So how do you build a GPT? So as I said, this is super, super simple, very, very simple. So what we are going to do is we are going to build one in real time because it only takes a few minutes. Now, full disclaimer, to build a GPT in ChatGPT, you need to have a paid account. So a paid account looks like a $20 a month investment. There are two. There's a personal for $20 US a month, and there is a business for $25 US a month. Now, you can absolutely just join for a month and give it a play and see if it's your flavor. That is absolutely fine. For today, if you want to build your own GPT, please do. I will show you how to do that. If you have the free account, then I'm giving you this link. If you just copy and paste the instructions as a prompt, so just use the free account and copy and paste a prompt, then you will actually get a pretty good, result as well. So that is completely possible for you. So this is the swipe file. So what I'm going to do just super quickly as well is just in the chat, I am going to paste this Google link. And so this is just in terms of you can grab these instructions. So there are instructions either through this QR code that you can just scan. Obviously, then you might have to email it to yourself if you're on your desktop. Or you could actually click on this link in the chat, which goes to just a Google page, and you can grab those instructions, okay? So this is as simple as it is. So we're going to grab those instructions. I'll just wait here for just a minute to make sure that everybody is kind of grabbing them. So we're going to grab those instructions and make sure that we have got them. And then, so it's just a Google Doc. There's like two pages on it. The first one just says about clone yourself. And then the second tab actually says build GPT. So you're going to click on the document that says build GPT. Great. Okay. So when we build our GPT, and one last thing, look, if you can take a copy, that'd be great. All of you are definitely using this file. If people are grabbing it, that's no problem. But if you're then actually putting in your information, just means that somebody else is going to see all your information. So if you could just hit copy, that would be fantastic. So when we get to a GPT, now I'm going to show you. So very, very simply. So we're going to walk through this as I said, very slowly so you can actually see. But essentially, what we're going to do is you have got the Google document, okay? On that Google document, it has a few things. It has a name, it has a description, it has instructions, and it has conversation starters. And then it actually has some examples of what you could upload in your knowledge base, okay? So there's 5 elements. So on your document, you are simply going to copy the name and put it under name. Copy the description, put it under description. Copy the instructions, put it under instructions, and copy the conversation starters, okay? So when we go to the next one, so this is just a quick recording, so I'm just going to show you where this is. So this is where we just go to ChatGPT, okay? So when we go to ChatGPT and we're just starting a brand new, this is just the basic ChatGPT area. And then where we're going to go is see on the left-hand side, there's something called Explore GPTs, explore GPTs. So just on the left-hand side, halfway down, these are all my GPTs, so yours might be a little bit higher up. There's a button, it has 4 dots, and it's called Explore GPT. So when we explore GPT, then we are going to click on Explore GPT. Once we open that up, then, oh, hang on, let me go back. We're going to hit the Create button. So when we hit that Create button, so Explore GPT, and then we're just going to hit the Create button. So that Create button is in the top right-hand corner of your screen, just here. So we're going to hit this button called Create. Very, very simple, okay? So just the button called Create. Then, once we hit the Create button, then it goes through to this page. And this page is a new GPT draft. And on the new GPT draft, we have 2 buttons, Create and Configure. So we're going to make sure that we're in the Configure, okay? So we're in Configure, and as you can see, we've got 5 elements. So we've got a picture, we've got a name, a description, some instructions, conversation starters, and a knowledge base, the upload files. So we're going to, on that document, so we are going to, I'm just going to attach a picture. Now you can use any picture you like and attach that. You can also ask DALL-E to automatically create a picture for you. So you can create any picture you like at all. So when we create that picture, so we've got a picture and we're going to upload it. Okay. So the next thing is we are going to keep going, and on our Google Doc, we're going to copy the name, which is brand voice. Okay. So we're going to copy and we're going to paste the word brand voice generator GPT. Now you can call this anything you want. I've called my brand voice GPT Barbie because I think Barbie has a pretty strong brand voice and has for generations, but you can call it anything you like, okay? But just for this exercise, if you hit just generate, copy and paste, and you have brand voice GPT, you can just leave it at that, or you can call it Bob, Bruce, whatever you like, okay? So we're just copying and pasting your name. The next thing is just on that document again, we're just copying and pasting the description. So all I'm doing is going to that document, I'm copying the description and I'm pasting it in. So on that description, you can see it says, you are a brand identity specialist who helps small business owners define and articulate their brand voice, personality, and tone. And you will guide users through identifying their brand traits, their preferred language, and how to apply it. Okay, so this is going to help you define your brand language. Okay, so the next thing is we've got instructions. Now, instructions are like the job description of the GPT. So again, I'm going to go to that document. I'm going to copy under the title instructions, and I'm going to paste that in. And you can see here that it's actually got a lot of suggestions around the language that it wants to use, the English. It has things like don't use this kind of emoji. So it's very, very simple. So all we're going to do is copy and paste those instructions, okay? The next thing we're going to do is conversation starters. So the conversation starters are just like a simple prompt. If you didn't type a prompt, it would help you start this conversation. So again, I've just created 3 conversation starters, and I am just pasting those conversation starters one in each one, so you can actually see it. So we're just pasting those conversation starters in, and we're building, and you can see as we do it, they're appearing on the right-hand side. Okay, so we've got 3 conversation starters. Now, the next thing is your knowledge base. Okay, and what we're going to do is that this is where we can upload files. Now, there's all different files that you can upload, and I can share with you like how big and what size and everything else. But for this for today. So you could definitely upload maybe a brochure. You could upload a pitch document. You could upload a transcription of a video. You could upload quite a few things. For the sake of time, probably maybe not upload anything, or you can upload something. You can definitely play with it later as well, but you can just leave upload files. But this is where we would upload everything that we're doing, okay? And the next thing is we're just going to hit create. So the big button on the right, we're just going to hit create. Okay, when we hit create, we're given 3 options. Only me, anyone with the link, or GPT store. Only me clearly means only me. Anyone with the link means that you can share this link with your staff, your VA, your customers, and full disclosure, that link will never change. So if I give it to Bob and Bob shares it with his cousin and his best friend and the next door neighbor, then everybody has that link. Okay, so it's an unprotected link. And as soon as that link is out, anybody can access your GPT. So it's definitely something that you just want to be a little bit aware of. The third one is GPT Store. GPT Store, let me put this in context. If you had a website and it had 1,000 articles and blogs and videos and frequently asked questions and products, maybe you had an e-com store and it had a heap of products, you could actually create a GPT that actually had all of your customer information on it. And then ChatGPT would start referencing the things that you are creating. So if you're a thought leader or a speaker, a consultant, a business that actually uses your knowledge as your IP, then you can create a GPT because you want your name to actually get out in the public. Okay, so for this exercise, we're just going to hit anyone with the link, which is what it's on default for, and then we're going to hit save. So when we hit save, it actually quickly tells us that very quickly that we can view the GPT or we can copy this link. So we can copy it. So I'm just showing you quickly before we do that so you can see that everything's on the left-hand side. We've got our prompts here, and then I'm just going to hit that update. So just this update button on the right. And when we hit that update button, then I can view my GPT and then off we go. So when we are here for today's activity, when we are here, I would highly encourage you to hit this first prompt. So want to get clear on your brand voice. And when you hit that prompt, it's actually going to ask you some questions. So for example, if I hit that prompt, very quickly, it actually goes through and starts asking me questions. So it wants to get to know you. So it's asking you a little bit around, what are you, what's your business? Who do you serve? How do you want your customers to feel when they hear from you? Are you cheeky? Are you bold? Are you wise? What words and the phrases do you always say? What do you never say? So this is actually asking to get a little bit more familiar with you. So how you would do that is just in the bottom, you could actually just answer each of those questions. So you could go, my business is I'm a consultant, or I'm a writer, or I am, I am a printer, and this is the kind of clients that we deal with and my audience. So you could actually fill in all of that. The other thing, again, just if you want a really quick win on this, the other thing would be just to open up your LinkedIn profile or your website and just copy the domain. So copy www.theresetarleton.com. Or linkedin.com/Therese Tarleton. And if you pasted that into that prompt area, then it would start describing your brand voice. So that is as easy as it is to create a GPT. Now, the output of that will be that you have a very beautiful brand voice. It will actually go through and it will show you. And so you can then save that. You can keep editing it. You can say you haven't got it quite right. And you can keep talking to it. So I'd really encourage you today just to keep talking to your GPT and get really familiar. Say, no, this is probably a better example. Again, you could upload a Zoom recording of a sales call. You could upload a podcast that you've been on. You could upload a few different sources of data into the knowledge base so it can get to learn more about you, and then keep running it until you are happy with it. Don't be afraid to say, oh my gosh, that's terrible. Do it again. Most of the time it is perfect. Sometimes I was in a session yesterday with a lady. She had a very common name. I won't say her last name, but it was Karen something very common. And it actually found the wrong Karen something. So you might need to train it and give it a little bit more information if you have a common name, because sometimes it picks up someone else in the world who has your name. So this is how you create a GPT. So it is as easy as that. Okay, so in that prompt, I would say, so you're going to answer here, what's your business and who do you serve? What do you do for your audience? Are you cheeky? Now, as I said, if you don't have the paid version, you could actually, in that document, those instructions, you could just paste all of those instructions as a prompt into the free version. And again, it will ask you these questions. And again, in that prompt, you'll be able to get an output, which will be your brand voice, as long as you are updating something about you in terms of giving it a reference point of a website or LinkedIn page. How cool is that? So did you like that? Just in the chat, what do you feel like? Is that something you think you can do? Do you feel like it's easy to do? Love to hear some comments. Great. Okay, very cool. I love it. Thank you, Anja. So this is as easy as it is. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to show you a little bit more about it. So this is about instructions. So the instructions, as I said, are the job description. So this is where we're saying about language, it's about format, it's about length, it's about do's and don'ts. So imagine you had an intern coming into your office and they were with you for 2 weeks. And so then the instructions are just like you would brief an intern or a VA or a new staff member. Like, this is our business, this is what we do, and then this is what I want you to do. So I want you to be able to write emails, or I want you to do some research. So your instructions are like are like a job description for a new employee. Okay, so that's how we're going to train it. And then when we think of a knowledge base, again, just using the example, if you had an intern coming into your office for 2 weeks and you were going to get them to do some research, or maybe edit all your videos, or write some emails, or do something, then imagine you were going to create a Google Drive with the documents that they needed to be able to do their job. So it might be a heap of examples of past videos that you've done that you really like and you want them to use that as a template. Or it might be your emails that you've written, so they know the quality of the emails and what your call to actions are. Now, obviously, depending on your GPT, you might have a GPT for operations. You might have one for export. So anything can go into your knowledge base. And I've just put a heap of things here, because the thing is, you don't need, and you only have 20 documents that you can put in this GPT. And so these are just some of the things that you could put in your GPT to learn. Okay. When you need to teach it, what do you actually need? So you can, you can put a YouTube link. It does understand a YouTube link. It doesn't watch it, but it actually can hear it, as long as you have the captions on. But better than putting a video is actually putting the transcription of the video in it. You can put images, but again, it's how many images you're actually using and what you want to teach it. You can put audio files. As I said, I'd highly, highly recommend this in terms of putting your natural voice, your customer interactions inside this audio, and of course, all your visual effects. But know that there's certain formats that you have to use, and also the language you have to use, and also the size, all those things that you are putting in your knowledge base. So, I mean, who wants a team? They don't have to pay. Me. So this is about how you can have a team. So I have built 49 GPTs, 49 for you. And so this is just some of the GPTs that I built. So to help you with community engagement, to help you if you want to actually create courses for your customers. Freebie ideas. It can be whole launch debriefs. It is, if you want to be a thought leader, actually how to position yourself as a thought leader. There's one that we have, we built a GPT, which is like a digital black ops GPT. So I'm launching an e-commerce site. I've been able to actually research all of my competitors, find their positioning and their uniqueness, and find the gap of where I can play. So it is amazing what it can actually do. I would have probably paid an agency 10 or 20 grand to do all of that research to enter a new market. And I was able to actually get ChatGPT to do all of that research for me, come up with a strategy and an implementation plan so I can launch that new e-commerce site. So there's 49, you get everything. And then if I would love to help you on this journey, what I've done is I've created all these GPTs. It will be as simple as exactly what you have done, which is copying and pasting. If you can copy and paste, you now have a whole team. And as I said, this is around if you have a podcast, if you are into content, it could be for customer service or your frequently asked questions. And that then enables you to do emails as well. It could be about data analysis. It could be around campaign planners. With this, it is all around, it is like a step-by-step. So even if you're not tech savvy, if you can copy and paste, you can totally do that. So all the pre-built AI prompts and scripts for you, and then working with me. So I know it's sometimes a little bit overwhelming. So we're going to meet every week. I'm going to teach you how to do this. At any stage, you can say, I don't get it. This is a screen that I'm getting. What information would I put in here? So like all the things. And there is a community of us who are there. And we all seem to be around, over 40. And so we're all having great conversations and we're learning from each other. So then someone has a question. I'm like, here's how you do that. And then pretty quickly someone goes, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea. I should do that too. So you actually get all the training. There is a dashboard that has all the scripts. It has all the prompts. It has all the videos of everything. And it has all the recordings of the sessions. And as I said, there's a private community where you can ask anything. I love doing this, and I'm very, very privileged to work with a lot of business owners, and I try to put in as much as I can to make sure that you get an amazing result. And anybody who has worked with me says nice things, so I can guarantee you I'm coming with you to at the right point to help you and guide you along the way. So I guess what I want you to really think about is like, what does this mean for you? So if you could do a pitch that would actually get you that piece of business. If you could, for me as a consultant, I can actually do more consulting because the time that it would take me after I worked with a client to actually prepare all the documentation, the research and the findings would have normally taken me quite a few days, and now I can get that down to hours. I mean, I still play around with it, I guess, but all the heavy lifting has been done for me. So what would that mean if you could actually get that done? So what would it mean if you could get all your follow-ups done or actually do that lead? As I said, that client that I just worked with, I was able to find all the marketing contacts for some pretty amazing companies that we want to work with, and also research all the partnerships that they've done before. I mean, that just saved me so much time. So if this is something that you would be interested in, then I would love for you to join me. So what it is, I'm trying to make this incredibly accessible to everybody. And I know that as a small business owner, everything's quite tight. So it's only $997. We are going to start after Easter. Clearly, I wasn't going to start next week. I would usually start next week, but it's Easter. No one's thinking about it. And we've got a 3-day week next week. No one's working. Well, maybe small business owners are. But we are going to start then, and then we will have one-on-one sessions every Thursday morning from 10 till 11:30. They're all recorded. And there will be training as well as workrooms. Workrooms are when you can come and actually show and say, I don't know what to do here. Can you help me? What tool should I use? So everything is there. And that is really about helping you all the way through. And also we have a closed Facebook community. And again, that's where you can do your screen records or your looms or your screenshots and actually say, this is what I'm getting. What should I do here? What would you suggest? And I will actually do a video back showing you what to do so you can actually navigate through that. And this is just the beginning. So I am updating this library all the time. So you are getting the best because you are in at the beginning. And so all the trainings will be constantly added and you get those forever. I would love to help as many of you as possible. So if you actually join kind of before Easter, before kind of midnight tomorrow night, then I will give you also just a one-on-one session with me. So we can actually have a strategy call on what you should actually be creating and how that works. Because the thing is, you can do everything, but it's really about what you actually want to do. And how you get there, if you want to have a look in more detail, just go to my website, which is theresetarleton.com, and then /clone yourself. Now, as well as in that, I'm just going to also say we go really deep into ChatGPT and actually work out how to use it properly. So when should you be using projects instead of a GPT? What's more appropriate for a project? How to get the most out of projects. So projects are a really, really cool thing that we've been using quite a lot. Also around tasks. So I now have a task that has been programmed into it. So every week it actually researches for me partnerships that are happening around the world, like with Heinz and Kate Spade, which is the newest one. And so it actually collates that data and it repurposes that data into something that I can output. So into a LinkedIn post. So we go through what is tasks as well. So we're going under the lid of everything to do with ChatGPT. The other thing is AI is good. AI plus you better. AI plus you plus automation, much better. So there is a tool called make.com. What this allows you to do is if you actually have, so say you had a spreadsheet with 10 ideas on it, we can actually build a system which is go to the Excel spreadsheet, then go to GPT or OpenAI and write a 400-word blog, and then go back to the spreadsheet and actually put the link of where you saved it in Google. And then I want you to post it on LinkedIn, and then I want you to actually post it on my website, and then I want you to post it on my Google page. It could be that. It could be that you have a Shopify site and you want a whole sequence. It could be what I've seen recently, which is pretty clever, is to actually have an automation where it goes to Reddit, it finds in your topic what is trending, it actually brings that information back, it uses then a little bit of you to work out how to rewrite that article with that focus, but in your words, and then post it back to Reddit. And then also, once we've posted it to Reddit, we can post it on all of our pages as well. So automation is the next step. So we don't want to just do all these things and create more work for ourselves. We want to actually have the idea and the sequence, and then we're going to get make.com to build it. So make.com is amazing. I also love Opus Clip, which is about taking video and turning it into viral clips in just a few clicks. Cast Magic, which is amazing for podcasters or anybody who actually is having interviews and conversations. That is about repurposing content. So you can put up a recording and then it can take it into 20 different formats. descriptors for video editing, and we're going to go through Open AI as well. And of course, Canva. I'm one of the people that got all the new stuff for Canva. I'm pretty a dab hand in Canva. So we're looking at all the AI functionality inside Canva. So for example, how can we actually do bulk create? So now Canva has Canva sheets as well. So that allows us to actually bulk create a whole heap of different content that we can schedule and get out. So these are all the tools that we go through. So it is not just how to use ChatGPT and build all your own GPTs. It is how to get the GPTs to actually complete that whole process in a timely manner, every 15 minutes, every Tuesday. So it is not relying on you. If you are the bottleneck, this is the solution. And as I said, then I take you through all the tools and how to use them. So just once again, it is for today, it is $997. We're going to meet every Thursday and you get immediate access to all the videos. And then, so we're going to meet. If you want to jump on today, we can have a strategy session. And again, it is a full 100% money back guarantee. I don't want to take your money if you are not happy. But I promise you, if you do some of this work, it will blow you away of what you can actually accomplish. So if you have any questions whatsoever, I am totally here for you. I can see a few questions in the chat, so that is where I am going. But as I said, there is a, if you go to theresetallenton.clone yourself, but please also reach out to me and have a conversation as well. I'd love to help with anything that you need doing and actually do it. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of quickly. So just looking at the chat. Great, so easy, Rena, easy, fantastic, achievable, so much easier than it looks. Yep. Will ChatGPT draw on the previous prompts I have used? Great question. Great question. Yes. So when you actually do the paid account, I can actually teach you how to bring your conversations over. It has actually got a lot better since the new update. So it actually will automatically migrate over a lot of your conversations. But then we can actually look at what are those conversations that you want to keep to add as a knowledge base, and which are the conversations that you want to add to a project. So when we add to a project, it's like, so say for example, I had a new product launch, then I could say, okay, the product launch, it's called product launch, and I could get research, I could get look at my competitors, I can look at my Facebook ads I want to do, I could look at a content strategy, I can have an email strategy, so I can have everything under that one project. So that is how it is done. Samantha, love the idea of using this for clients to replace SharePoint. Yes. So again, just on that shared, so quick concept. So as a consultant for our clients as well, we can share that GPT. So for example, right now, I am as a partnership consultant. So I work with big global companies. And I want to work more with smaller companies. So what I'm actually building is I'm building a GPT that it will be about partnership outreach. So, well, actually the first one will be finding the right partner. So who would be a great partner for your business? The second one is then how to do the outreach. So there will be a GPT that will help you craft those emails. The third GPT will be around what are the deliverables, what should you offer and what should you ask? And the fourth one will actually be about measuring and creating that success report to send back to the client to, do more. So absolutely, we can use GPTs to add dimension to our clients. And also when our clients are using that, then the GPT is getting smarter and smarter and smarter. So it's learning as well. So then when the next 10 clients come through, it's even more powerful. So just remembering on that link, it is not a closed link. In the program, I can show you there is something, a workaround, a tech workaround, I guess. It's a payment gateway that you can put a payment gateway in front of that URL, that link for that GPT. You can put a payment gateway in front of it, which means it is locked, which means that your clients have to pay to get to that GPT. So at the moment, then it's how it's done. Great. Do you use, yes, so do you use other LLMs like Claude? Yeah, so the LLMs, as I said, Jane, it's kind of like if we all go for gelato and like what flavor do you like? So there's Claude, there's Copilot, there's Gemini, there's Perplexity. I'm loving Grok at the moment, which is Elon Musk's. So all of them have that same type of tech stack. So really when you're building your AI agents, and especially in your field of work, it's really about mapping that journey. So what do I want it to do? What's the first thing it needs to do, the second thing it needs to do, the third thing it needs to do? And then within Make, Jane, Make has about 5,000 different APIs. So you can actually then pull in Salesforce, you could pull in Magenta, you could put in HubSpot, you can pull in Pinterest. So you can pull in a heap of different platforms. So that enables you to actually build that customer journey all the way through and get them a result at the end and automate it. So then it just happens every Tuesday at 10:15 without you. Also within, then we can actually schedule it as well. So then it can be like a report that comes back to you or an email that comes back to you to show you what was done or the output of that. Does anybody have any questions? We've got 4 minutes to go. I am so grateful that you came along. Have you learned something? Do you feel like this is pretty easy? Yeah, easy, right? So good. So as I said, if you can copy and paste, you can build GPTs. And I've done all the heavy lifting, so it's going to be super easy for you guys. And we will keep building. So I think that, you know, by probably in another month or two, we might have more than 100, because as we're building them, it's like, yeah, this is great. So as I'm building them, I'm kind of like putting more and more up. So then you can be like, yeah, I totally want one that is about freebies that I can give away or how to create lead magnets or something. Okay, great. Well, let's build that. So when we build it, we put it in, and so everybody can use it. There's some really cool ones around at the moment that I'm playing with and building around SEO for a fertility clinic, actually. So we're using that to actually make sure that it can get higher rankings, and it's part of a chain. This is the owner of the chain. And so we want to make sure then that all the other licensees can actually access that GPT, and our branding is consistent. So very, very cool. As I said, I would love to work with you. Please reach out, connect with me on LinkedIn, and, you know, ask me any questions you like. I'm really into this, totally love it. So please, you know, it's my sweet spot. And I think for me, like, I've been in marketing for, you know, a long time, since last century. And so this is just the newest tool, right? So I survived the Y2K bug. I survived building websites when they were like 30 grand for like one landing page. I saw social come to life. I was there when apps were developed, social selling, like everything. So this is just the newest tool. So for me as a marketer, this is an amazing opportunity for us as business owners to really create our IP, which is also from when I do web consulting, this is about a asset for your company. So again, if you went for sale, so I help a lot of Gen X business owners who want to exit. And so what we're doing is we're creating all this infrastructure, which allows them to actually get a higher value at sale and a quicker sale, because it's not it doesn't impact on them. It doesn't need the owner of the business to be there. We can create all the systems and processes, and so then the new owner can step in and it's not reliant on the old owner. So there are really good advantages to doing this from a whole asset building point of view for your business as well. So it is 10:59. Thank you so much for being here. Any questions, please reach out. Love to see you on LinkedIn. I am now off to, I've got a wedding tomorrow, and we are doing pre-wedding yoga today at lunchtime. So I am off to do that. Lovely to see you. Have a great day and a great Easter. Take care. Bye. David, so cool.